I will try also right now to put it in the comments. Well, not right this second, but soon. This 2026 Maker's Quest is created by our lovely hostess with the mostest, was Butterfly Crafts on Twitch, and is Cherry Blossom Crafts UK here on YouTube. I know she left some comments. She's in the UK and therefore 5 or 6 hours ahead of me, but I don't know if those comments stuck around once I started Restream. So I'm gonna try. Yeah, they're not showing up, but do check out the comments. Right? What do I need? What do I need? I will be right back. Bear with me. You know, I forgot. I have returned my tablet to the rescue. So, last month, or well, yes, last month, but also the last live stream of last month, uh, which was last Tuesday. What a shock! I'm here every Tuesday. What was it? It was the July bingo boards and task prompts for the gentle and the bold path were revealed. Ta-da! And I went over them, and it seems more emphasized on the gentle path bingo board, but also on the bold path. I'm doing something about trips, about places you've been or want to go to, and I was thinking about scrapbooking, which I don't do a lot. Uh, when I was younger, I was wanted to, but between the cost of printing photos and the cost of buying the paper and not having any clue how to do it, I didn't. Um, I did kind of start getting into digital scrapbooking. Uh, but I don't think I really found too much time for it. And I'm not saying that I won't. However, I did used to travel a lot. I would like to get back to that so badly. Um, and maybe that's my next big thing. Uh, I used to travel a lot, post college in my 20s. Uh, so I guess mid 20s to mid 30s, really. And part of that was I now had a grown up job with enough money to go on a vacation, to go on trips, but also because I got a job where I had to travel. Isn't that wild? And since I've not had that job, I have not traveled very often, but maybe once a year, roughly. And I've taken tons of pictures, but again, printing photos is still expensive. And it's more laborious than it used to be, as photo printing places slowly disappeared over the years. I don't even know, is this a travel bag? Oh, might not be what I want. Oh, maybe it is. Oh, maybe not. It says journal cover scraps, so we'll see. But anyway, I did wind up having stuff. You get like the tickets, your plane tickets, bus tickets, receipts from stores and whatnot. Did I write on this one? I did not. So we'll see what's in here. And I didn't know what to do with these things, so I started collecting them. This is not a travel bag either. I didn't have much time before we started to, well, get started. There's young Lachette. Isn't that crazy? Okay, so neither one of these are travel. But I started putting these in plastic bags that I would get for other stuff, like these. This is my Uniqlo slippers, which they only sell in the winter. Can you believe that? So I don't have one in front of me because I gotta go in the other room and look through more stuff. I didn't realize I had stuff that was just like ephemeral. But thinking about doing a travel journal. I showed one that I have, and it could be a little scrapbooky, but also more so junk journaling. As I said, I showed a one last week. Yeah, so, but before I get into that, I want to talk about, well, I want to work on last month's bingo boards, etc. Before we go further, I'll read the comments that were here before I started because they're from our hostess, Cherry Blossom Crafts UK. Hey, Lachette, popping in to say hi on my way to bed. As I said, she's in the UK, so it's much later for her than it is for us. It might be midnight, if not 11 p.m. over there. And then she puts crafts with me live. MakersQuest 2026 Crafting and Productivity Sprint playlist. And there's a link to that. So if you want to craft with me or any of the other co-hosts, you can check that link out. Next comment was July is time to journey, create, and share. Like, subscribe, hydrate, and stretch. Share in the Discord. So if you don't want to share on social media, you can share your in progress works or finished projects over on Discord, which is linked in the description. Um yes, so I'll get back to more comments. I just wanted to say those out loud. Do I have the boards on my gallery? So as I do at the beginning of every new month, I go over the bingo boards. I do not. Tis okay. I go over the task list of the previous month and the bingo boards and fill them in because I cannot be uh, not expected, held accountable throughout the month. And so I've made it a point of doing this during my first sprints of a new month to fill these in. While I look for those, let me know what you plan on working on. If you're crafting or sprinting or reading, what do you plan to do? Honestly, I'm thinking today I'm gonna take a page out of Nicole's uh Nicole at Dusty Book Sniffers on YouTube. Oh wait, sorry. Her craft channel is Darvanali. I think I pronounced that right. Darvanali Design Studios with Nicole Reed. I'm not sure I remember her Twitch off the top of my head. I can look that up while I'm doing that. Mm-mm. Mm, has she posted the Twitch ones? While I'm looking that up, you can always, like I said, join any of our co-hosts. Anyway, what Nicole does is not exactly sprints. It is using just being live the whole time, without sprint breaks, but having just some quiet time. No set amount of time to do things. So I might do that. It might be a little bit easier on my devices. Though honestly that doesn't even really make sense, does it? So I think I did I attempted the bold path last time. I don't think I did it. I'm mentioning that because I have some computer phone constraints about sharing the screen. So during my sprints, very often you can't see me actually crafting. You see what I've done during our sprint breaks. Yeah, I don't think I did either of the main tasks. June went by so fast, y'all. So if you have not gone over your bingo boards and the task, excuse me, graphics, all of these you can find in the Discord. If you haven't gone over them and filled them in and shared them, like our hostess would greatly appreciate, both in the Discord and on social media, now is the time to get it together. Okay, so for now, we're gonna start out by doing this. And I can set my timer on my tablet since I'll be on here. I think. Let's start out. Well, I'm gonna do 15 minutes because I have to download these. Before we get started, let me check the comments again. Okay, Ren is here. Hello, everyone. Hello, Ren. Trying to finish Trans History from Ancient Times to Present Day, a graphic novel by Alex I. Combs and Andrew Eckett. Before I go to bed, got the last 20%. Wow. That sounds absolutely fascinating, actually. So How big is it? And we have Spooky Library. Chantel is here. Hello. How are you today? Lovely. I'm doing okay. It's been a chill day. I've been watching this show called Teach Me a Lesson. It's a Korean drama, I guess. It's thoughtful and hilarious and entertaining. A little bit fantastical just in the sense of the outcomes. So, hmm, okay. Do you use free prints? Do no, but that sounds familiar. I might have gotten some uh digital papers from there. The other thing that stops me from, I guess, what was it? Scrapbooking is printing myself. Yeah, it costs money. I don't normally have, but dun, dun, dun. Ren says it's 380 pages. Okay, cool, cool. I hope you're enjoying it. Um, ooh, I finished Teach Me a Lesson a couple of days ago. I just finished episode 5 before I came to this prince. That was the one that made me cry because that's the one with the elementary school teacher. Um, but I also found it hilarious. So I normally do longer sprints though. So I'll do a 30 minutes, right? Um, the timer will be on your screen, uh, down here on my tablet. It'll get small, like it'll be in the corner while I fill out my thing. But you can go ahead and read your books or whatever have you. I'm gonna uh mute myself for now and fill out my bingo boards so that it's done. Completion is what we're going for. And as a co-host of Maker's Quest. Okay. We shall begin. Alright, guys. How was that sprint for you? What did we get done? Or how far did we get? I finished my bingo board in time. First, I got some water. Remember to hydrate and stretch and hit the like button if you have not yet. Excuse me. So, after getting some water and some gum, I had to work on making space on my tablet to download the bingo boards task graphics. Um, just a smidge embarrassing doing that on camera, but it's not the end of the world, honestly. So, let me see. Maybe I need to turn up the brightness. Yes, I do. Okay. Whew. One thing about doing the bingo boards is reminding yourself of everything you've crafted in a month. And some of these might be a stretch, I don't know. But yeah, so I didn't have enough space, and I wound up opening up Samsung Notes, importing the image files into them, and then using an emoji, this bluebird emoji, over each space. So I did get 2 bingos at a stretch. You know, no one's gonna send me to jail if I'm stretching the definition of each prompt or some prompts. Start a larger or long-term project, and that would be technically my new reading journal, which I'm not done with, but more specifically the Herked 3.0 pages I've been doing. This page alone took several days. This is the bingo board and the rules, and yeah, decorating these pages. I've been doing several pages a day. So yeah, I'll come back to this for another prompt. Use flowing, airy, or something textured. This is one I felt I stretched a bit. Using the watercolor, it makes that flowing vibe, I think. A little more literal on these, where I try to get actual patterns in the background. And it makes the paper crinkly, but I don't care. Again, more here. And we'll come back to this again in a second. Try a technique you've been avoiding. I've kind of been avoiding this because I just closed it too, it's so funny. These Faber-Castell gelatos. I still don't know what they are. But they are water soluble, so make that flowy. It's just getting them out is why I was avoiding it. But I'm always avoiding something, right? Yes. Uh, this technique, which I have not finished these pages at all, even though June's over. I was gonna do another page too for another readathon in June. But anyway, the Tarot readathon, kind of a junk journal, plop it down background thing, and then trying to figure out where I could write the books and the prompts. was a whole thing. And again, we'll come back to this for yet another prompt. Oh, this, this, this was the first one I did. In June during sprints, at least the first 2 weeks, I pulled up a digital die and put in, 16 as the number, and whatever number it randomly gave me, or not a digital dice, a random number generator, because I think I tried the die and I was like, there's no 16. Random number generator, and did whatever prompt came up. And so one of those was to create something inspired by a book or quote. And I could have done a quote from a book, I mean. However, at the time, this was probably the first one I got at the beginning of the month. The New York Knicks were heading into the uh, finals, NBA finals. And this random New York Knicks fan was out there after, I think, the second game. And his quote became viral at the moment. And it was my Muslim mayor, my bagels Jewish, my Christian Dior, Nixon 4. And this took me a couple of days. And in the midst of doing this, they lost the third game. They came back for the fourth game, and the guy came back and he was like, my mayor, my mayor's still Muslim. I put that still in the wrong place. I had to move it. Just realized my mayor's still Muslim. My bagel's still Jewish. Uh, what is it? Even the Pope on our side, Knicks in 5. So yeah, they won by the fifth game, and this was his name. So that was my quote, and this was very fun to make, and I felt very like New York. I'm a New Yorker. I'm living in New York. I'm born and raised here. Uh, and that was my way of like participating in the effervescent energy of the city. But that was the quote in case you missed it. Move over so I'm not in the middle of the comments. Use what sky air or sky inspired colors. I guess that next one because could be, but I was thinking more these guys, the blues and greens and bluish greens that I used here on these. Next up, read at least 10 pages before or after crafting. We did that on one stream, and I didn't get to combine two crafts or materials together. Rearrange or something your crafting area, and I kind of did. I spent one whole sprint getting rid of a ton of stuff that was on my desk, and well, not getting rid of, but like putting it away, organizing it from my desk and off my desk. I have like a whole pile here, and there's more to be done. Did not make anything designed for common comfort. Read while crafting. What? Something. I did that. I really wanted to do the friend add movement, and I didn't even come back to this because I got sucked into that large project. No following tutorial. Experiment uh, without planning everything first. And that was definitely what this was. I mean, this page and this page, yes. But I was just first I just wrote the sections and I was like, I don't want to leave them blank. So I just started coloring the background with the Faber-Castell gelatos. And then on another day, I was like, well, I'm not gonna remember what all the ideas were, so I just like printed out a bunch from the website, Herked, and I was like, I'll do tip-ins. And now I've thought, oh, you know what? Maybe I should do some of them as a flip down type of thing or a flip up. So, and just to show you, I'm not done. I still have so much to do. And it's quite relaxing, just basically coloring or watercoloring, if you will. Um, just been a go with the flow thing, and read a book with lavender, purple, blue flowers on the cover. Oh, maybe I have to take that out because I was just looking at the colors. Um, oh yeah, I forgot about this. This is my 2026 digital reading journal. And I designing pages from the stuff is part of the experience. Of course, my super's out here breaking stuff. I did not design this page. Somebody else did, who's doing the anti-brain rot challenge. However, uh, I like their color scheme and it fits, so I made this page several days ago to match it. Okay, I think that's it. I thought there was more that I had. Oh yeah, I did this page, which is calming, I guess. But as for the book, it's flowers on the cover. I did not. Oh dear, it doesn't have flowers on the cover. These are the only two books I finished in the month of June. But let's see if any of the ones. Yeah, no, I've read both of those this month already. Maybe. Yeah, no. Okay, I might have to take that off. Alas. Alright, back to here. So, I guess I'll remove that one. Then the task prompts actually did complete the main task. Work on something flowy or expansive, airy, flowy or expansive. And like I said, I felt like um, that page I just showed you in the digital journal, as well as the pages in my physical journal, worked out. Share prompts to these two. I did take a picture of the sky. I have not had a chance to share it. I went to the beach, and another day it was great. And take, excuse me, a photo of something blue. It was a blue sky. So yeah, it's what takes time is remembering what you've done. And that's why we needed 30 minutes. Now let me look at the comments. Have you completed your bingo boards? All right, Spooky Library. Chantel says, I was really productive on Jesse Kiwi Sprint, so hopefully I can keep it up. I'm rooting for you. Ben says, finish my book, give it 4.25 stars. Okay, I'm making note of that book because 4.25 was an interesting topic. I'm off to bed now. Thanks for Sprint Flechette. You're welcome. Finish trans history from ancient times to the present day. Since I'm in story graphs. Can't spell history. Excuse me. Maybe I need to put in the full. Oh. Oh yeah, she did say it was a graphic novel. Ren be coming with the recommendations. I don't know how they keep it all in their brain, but 4.2 and community reviews in general average at 4.42 if anyone was wondering. This is what the book looks like. This is what the book looks like. Okay. So I'm gonna start the next timer. I've got to go and find my supplies. As I mentioned, there is a project I would like to work on. So I'll tell, what are you working on? Or reading, I guess. Go back to the Discord, yes. This feels like a bold path project. So, but yeah, I pulled out the wrong bags. Not sitting well for me. I need to update our co-host, and I think, yeah, so my description, but for now, this is what we're working with. Create something inspired by a place you visited or hope to visit one day. Make something you pack for a holiday or a day trip. Include a map, compass, travel, or adventure element in your design. Yes. So, excuse me, this time we're going for 60 minutes. And I'm going to mute myself. Let me just check if Chantel had anything new to say. Oh no. All right. Happy sprinting. All right, guys, how was that spread for you? This next one coming up, I'm gonna eat dinner, so excuse me. All right, as I said, I went to go find some things, and I found several. Um, the first of which was this black bag. Oh, from the Ambient brand for my first ever like vacation as an adult. Before that, ooh, I'm so sorry. I had gone on trips to Pennsylvania, which is literally the next state over. Well, two states technically. From New York, and not even very far in, like literally over the state line from New Jersey, which is the state between New York and Pennsylvania. Oh, I'm gonna mute for siren. All right, apologies. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, for like weekends, maybe a week at my aunt's house, which was always under construction. So, in the summer. Otherwise, I stayed in New York City, and I think the last like trip where I went far was Puerto Rico to visit family, and I was 8, and I barely remember that. And this, I do know this. Obviously, this is before 9/11. It was a whole different ballgame flying places. Um, I also remember watching my tia uh watch the white Bronco being chased on the highway. Um, and if you're too young or not American enough to know, that was oh god, what was his name? Can't remember now. Even myself, I can't remember. Um, that was the trial that followed was the first public court case of the 490. O.J. Simpson. Yes, O.J. Simpson. Excuse me. I can't remember if it was the actual chase. The police were chasing him in his white Bronco, a Ford white Bronco on the highway. I don't remember if that was in Los Angeles or Las Vegas or uh I forget where else. Anyway, but I don't remember if there was all these police in this white vehicle, which the news helicopters were following. But he had O.J. Simpson had been was a former football player and wound up being on trial for murder of his ex-wife and her friend. And this was the first public trial you know, TV trial, and then that became a thing. His lawyer, just so you know, his lawyer was Robert Kardashian. So that was the start of the Kardashians being known in general, publicly. Um, yes. So Courtney, Kim, Chloe, Rob, all his children. Um, Chris Jenner, uh, ex-wife. Anyway, so that was a big thing at the time. And I was a kid. I didn't know who O.J. Simpson was, but it was a big deal that he was a football player, a former very popular football player. Don't know anything else. But so yeah, that's just to give you an idea of when that was. I'm looking it up. It was 1994. So this how the world has changed. Yes. Um the So that was my last like trip, especially no, well, I've been on a plane for school stuff. I went to Boston and Washington DC and Nashville. And if I can find stuff, I know I'd still have I'll do. But yeah, it always feels like this 2009 Las Vegas trip was like the beginning of travel for me personally, particularly as an adult. So I had this map of the hotel. I have a Las Vegas book because I planned the whole trip, and in the planning, I have requested from uh, Las Vegas tourism that they send me a packet, and they did, and so yeah. In this bag, I didn't have any maps of Las Vegas, but that's fine. I had a bunch of receipts that are faded, um, and these two gaming vouchers, which I'm not sure I'm gonna use or not, or if I do, they'll be like something to write on. My boarding passes, which are faded as hell. But maybe I'll just write in what I could still see. It was Delta. We got, but yeah, I glued in the map. I put my guest card here, which has my room number and the dates we were there. I still have my room key, which I've gotten in the habit of keeping. We did not see Chris Angel Believe, but we did see another Cirque du Soleil show. So I'm gonna look through my stuff and see if I can find that. Um, Penn and Teller ticket, which is still looking great. Uh, and the little voucher for the Voodoo Lounge, which was in the same hotel. The Rio, which was relatively new. The Rio is where they filmed Real World Las Vegas. FYI, these are things I will like put little notes of, but I started writing something about the Voodoo Lounge. This is the receipt. I can barely tell, and I might put something there, but I don't even know if it existed, but it was brand new and got super drunk up there. Tacos and Tequila, a place inside the Luxor, which I don't remember the tacos, but I think it was like a smoke and bone or something like that. Some smoky cocktail that I loved, and I wasn't there. We were all like, what is this? And I fell in love with mezcal, which is an agave type of tequila, and it has a smokier, I don't want to say flavor because that's not the right word, but a smokier feel to it. I just glued down Rock Vegas, which as was our admittance little thing here. reduced admission for men before midnight, and ladies until midnight. So we went there. I remember that vividly. That was a good night. And I remember not liking the New York hotel resort. Um, it was okay. It like without people in it, but the New York was filled with kids, with families with kids. And we went there to pick up tickets for something, either Penn and Teller or the Cirque du Soleil show. And it was sticky and dirty, and there were kids every damn where. Because there was, I don't know if still is, but like um this big hall with games and stuff. But even outside of that, it just felt bursting to the seams with children and dirty, which as New Yorkers we did not appreciate. If you're not unaware, the Luxor is the hotel and resort that looks like a pyramid and it has that bright light shining out that astronauts can see. And inside is all uh Egyptian, ancient Egypt themed. So those are the things I put in. I'm gonna see about adding in boarding passes somehow. Maybe I'll just tack them on here. Uh, but I'll leave space. I think for now I'm pretty much done. I think I'm gonna add like something Las Vegas-y over here, like that whole situation. The a map of some kind. And yeah, I had a bunch of receipts. They're all faded because they do that heat transfer thing. And I might, because we ate different places like Mandalay Bay, and we went, we saw different things. I might leave space for photos. I still have tons. They're just all online. Um, how did you guys do? Bum, bum, bum. Looking at comments here. About to say this, but remember to hydrate, which I need to do, and stretch, which I need to do, and hit the like button. Stretch this. Hmm. All right, Chantel's back. Oh, I missed the chatty bit. It's all right. And that's Brent. I brush taker. Thank God I do it outside. Clean his ears, change the wax in two of my warmers, clean my bathroom counter, put it back together, clean the mirror, which taker discovered his reflection and kept barking at himself. Oh, poor baby. It's like, you'll get it someday, dear. Changed wax in another warmer, said hello in a cold sprints, and updated and edited my vlog. Cool beans. That reminds me, I should go on Twitch and say hello in the cold sprints myself. I'm attempting to be more active on Twitch and also help other people out. It went straight to my own sprint, which is not what I wanted. But yes, I am on Twitch again. I gotta get rid of some of these comments because I know I've gotten some weird ones. Some spam. So that's one page, and I like it so far. I did find some other trips where I have a lot more. A bunch of people are live. Where's my profile? Where's my followers? Here we go. Nicole is live, so I'll check her out. Nicole's Books and Crafts is her account. Nicole's with an S underscore books underscore and underscore crafts with an S. I'm leaving my comment now. I haven't explored too much of what else we might have. But I do want to eat my lunch. I don't want to drag that out. So, did I just unfollow her by accident? I think I did. I forget different things mean different things. Okay, we are good to go. Do I have? Feel like I got this bag. I'm not sure what it is, or if it's an event, or are these just all of my playbills? Because that was the thing that I was collecting. Oh no, these are beautiful. I say, what is this? What is this? Our Town. Beach. Oh no, this was my trip to Arizona, and I got a state map, amongst other things. Oh, that's a card from a friend. Yes, yes, yes. Bullhead City, which is where my friend was living. So this was way more recent. This was 2021. Ooh, money. Flagstaff. We did stop there for a bit. Did not see the Grand Canyon, but oh, you know what it is? We went to the fact that this is existing without look at postcards. Got postcards for Arizona. See, told you I collect way more now. Did go to where's the Red Rocks at? Where are the Red Rocks? I forget. Oh, Pussycat Gelato. This is in Bisbee. No, Scottsdale. Sedona. There we go. That's what I was trying to remember. Sedona. Also went to Sedona for a bit. So yeah, I got all these things. But I have not been to Yosemite or the Grand Canyon or Glen. Well, maybe Glen Canyon Lake Mead. We did go to Lake Mead because that's near Bullhead City. And Flagstaff. We stayed in for like a second on the way back. King. I can't remember, but I'll have to think about it. Chloride went here. Yep, stayed there. Chloride, which is not far from Bullhead City, but older silver mining camp. That was pretty cool. So yeah, that's an Arizona bag. It's pretty cool. I got some awesome cards, which I totally forgot about and have not used. Gotta work on that. Using my cards. I don't know how mixed I want this to be. I got some stuff from Wales, but I've never been to Wales. I think this is just. I did work with people from Wales. From New York City Ballet. I don't know why I have these things. Oh, here's a playbill. That's right. I forgot I have a signed rent playbill. I forgot who signed it. Playbill from New York City Ballet. Having UQ. This is all college. My God, more cards. Tickets for the Yankees. The one and only time I've been. It was in April and I was boiling. Never again. This is Dr. Seuss How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Here's more Dr. Seuss How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So yeah, just keeping track of that. Cards, more cards. Oh, Rupee. God, that was also during college. I'm not sure what this. Oh, this is an old card. So jealous of your travels. I'm terrified of planes. It is scary. I'm not gonna say I'm not scared all the time. I can't say I'm terrified though either. Hair. So those are mostly playbills. Okay. Um this is not travel. This is the benefit of living in New York City. This bag. And going to school in New York City, so you get school discounts because I've been to exactly one play on Broadway and one off since I've graduated from college because now I don't got the student discount and tickets is a lot. Even with the student discount, they were a lot. I was on the team that did event planning for my fellow students, and I would get to go to free. Oh shoot! Okay. So one of the work trips I went on was to St. Louis. I just found the stuff. Saint. I got to see the Gateway Arch. I was in it. I was looking at those pictures recently. Here's a luggage tag. That's not. So, my boss, who's an author, but like a science author. Look at this, St. Louis. Yeah, all the stuff is from St. Louis. Say you're in St. Louis. Look at my boarding passes are still good. This is the hotel we stayed in. Oh, that's so cool. I still have like the travel plan I made. So my boss was elderly at the time. He gets around just fine. But he was old and he's even older now, even though I don't work for him anymore. And this was work trip and magazine I was out there. Hold on, I'm gonna mute for sirens. I really want to go see Bestie Paula, but the idea of a plane scares me. Yeah, I mean, there are transatlantic cruises. They do exist. It would take a lot longer, but it is an option to go by boat. Just saying. Um, and maybe, I mean, I know money is a thing, and prices for flights are not what they once were. Excuse me. So, um, a flight, because she's in London, and she's in the UK, regardless. Uh, it should be 5 hours, five, maybe six, for whatever reasons. It would be six. I don't know why, but I've not been to the UK at all. I have been to where the hell? Norway, and that was about it. So Leeds, okay, but yeah, it's still in the UK. It's about the same. Um, yeah, it should be about 5 hours max. Um, and if you like go on a weekday, it should be cheaper and come back on a weekday. Um, I don't know what the closest airport is to Leeds. Again, I haven't been to the UK. Uh, but it might be less packed because you wouldn't go into Heathrow in London. But the other thing is the other reason I said a weekday is because there's more likely less people, and you can get more comfortable. You can have more one-on-one attention from the flight attendants who can help with, to the best of their ability, they're not perfect, with the fear aspect. So just saying. But I mean, other trips. I don't know if this is a uh, unfounded fear or if it's because something has happened. But it is scary. I definitely was terrified going to Las Vegas. Like I said, I hadn't been on a plane since I was 8 in 1994. So that trip to, but I wanted to go. Um, I, it was and I was with friends. I was young and whatever. We went at night and it wasn't so bad. It was still a full flight. But I think, yeah, we got upgraded. Let me stop going into these stories because that's what I should be writing in the journal. But yeah, the only way is to do it anyway. To try and live through it. But every takeoff and landing, I'm like, "Ugh." Oh shoot! You know what? You're right, Chantal. I'm over here like talking about everybody's in New York City. You are you're right. Yeah, you're further. Damn. Why'd you have to live in middle America? Or wherever? Oh, I don't know how tall you are, but I am tall. And let me tell you, I fit. I fit just fine. But it's not comfortable being in such a small space for so long. I have also been to Malaysia and Japan, and that's literally half a day on a plane. Even with a stopover or a layover to give you a break, it's a lot. Um, my mom won't even consider a trip to California because it's 6 or 7 hours. It's 6 hours, maybe seven with a layover or something. But say no, that's too long. I'm like, okay, go. So St. Louis, in one of the historic places, they have these copies of historic documents. And I was thinking about these because obviously we just had our Independence Day, and I was like, I would like to make a spread for our 250th, but I didn't feel like digging these out. These are replicas on parchment paper, and like the Constitution, we the people. It's one of each, and I think this would be really cool use. I bought these, and they're still unopened. It was only $4.95, by the way. So if you're in St. Louis, it's relatively cheap to get these very nice copies of the first page. It's not like the whole thing, but yeah. Yeah, my husband keeps telling me to get on a plane and go to Disney. I'm cool to drive and see the stops along the way. That's the thing. Like, we have that option here. So, what does one do? What does one choose? Even without the fear, like there's the option to drive. It's just you can't drive across the ocean, unfortunately. But I'm like I said, the cruise thing. Maybe check it out. Maybe check it out. Okay. Our next print. What time is this? 8:42. We could do another hour, I think. I am going to eat uh my dinner first, and then we shall see. Maybe I'll do the 250th thing. Um, Celebrating our country's anniversary or my country's anniversary, but if it's just you and me, Chantel, it's our country, right? Uh, Let me get this thing going. Aren't they? Okay, let me take this off the screen. And actually, I'm gonna put the timer we have here on since I'm gonna eat first. Uh, Happy sprinting. What does my hair look like at the end of the day? Hi guys. How is that for you? This is the cloth that holds my overhead. So I wasn't paying attention and my phone battery died. That's basically what happened. And normally I would have noticed a while ago and or checked, but it was doing so well. So yeah, this is the countdowns. I think take a little bit more energy, that or doing them too long, like that 90-minute one that I normally do. That was our last sprint. Drop my glue stick on the floor and it's got stuff on it now. Remember to hydrate, stretch, and hit the like button. For the first half of that sprint, I was eating my dinner, which, because some of you like to know these things, unlike me, I had Chinese food, which was chicken wings and French fries. If you're from the USA, you know. I haven't had French fries in a while. That's why I got that. Nothing else really goes with French fries. From the Chinese food store. Chinese takeout food store. Since then, I got out and cut the wrong paper from my set I showed you guys before, the sprint. But I finally figured out which one was the Declaration of Independence, which is what we're celebrating for 250. And cut off the top and glued that down. I went and got my own parchment paper, which is a different color and not this faux aged version that they use for the paper. And I've just glued that down on the rest of the page. Oh, this is what it looks like. Planning to use my calligraphy pens here. Well, one of them anyway. Quite a bit more. Maybe I'll just use the one from Five Below. Make my life easier. So I have the top in Congress, July 4th, 1976, the unanimous declaration of the 13 United of the 13 United States of America. From there, I just want to write that we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men were created equal. They are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I'll probably stop there. I want to put a big 250 in the middle. So I'm going to get to penciling that out. Probably do the whole Star Spangled Banner thing. I'm going to be very patriotic here. And then have my thoughts, I think. Yeah. Okay. Let's see some comments. That lovely Michigan here. I thought Dee Dee's here. Simmy's in. Hey, Questers. Hey. Shimmy, yo. Popping in to say hello on my way to bed. Hope you all have a wonderful day, evening. Hey, like I said, I am reading The X Effect at 40%. Hey, Jean. Were you reading that last week as well? No shade. None at all. Just wondering. Dee babes from that was kind of lackluster considering the caps and the exclamation point. Jean from Chantel. Christina's here. Hello. Oops, I'll be right back. That was me. I'll just go ahead and block this. And yeah, then I was, oops, be right back, because phone turned off. I know the screen just froze for you guys, so. I'm going through and blocking the bots from Twitch. At some point, here we go. Missed this from Nicole on Twitch. Hey, popping in to say hi. I said, welcome. Okay. That was before Dee Dee's comment. Excuse me. Oh, wow. That was a lot, Britt. I will endeavor to do some progress. The reason I haven't been posting pictures in the Discord or anywhere is because I don't have space on any of my devices. It would help if I posted some of the stuff on my devices that I took the pictures of to post, but you know how it is. That being said, guys, like this video if you like it, subscribe. If you're new, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming. I will be back next week with more MakersQuest live stream here on Twitch and on YouTube. Join me. Links in the description to everything I've mentioned and other people, our fellow co-hosts. There'll be somebody up tomorrow. I think it's Anna. But check the Discord, check the playlist so you see who's coming up next and what time they're going to be live streaming in your time. Most of our co-hosts are only streaming on YouTube, but a couple of us are on Twitch as well. If you're looking for bookish content, it's July Noir, where we read crime fiction genres by Black or Indigenous authors, created by the lovely Bree at Locked Booktition. It will be happening from July 10th through the 12th. Be there or be square. I shared her announcement video in my post, and there will be live streaming on July 10th on her channel, and on July 11th on Nell's Next Chapter, and on July 12th at Kita at the Resistance. So we'll be all weekend. Pick your books. All right, guys. That is it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you soon. Bye.